You cite Santos, nothing against Santos, good on them. But they get huge fossil fuel subsidies, but they booked a net corporate tax credit of 312 million. They paid no tax. I mean, I've long been an opponent of subsidies for renewable energy, which utterly distort the market. Now, if the fossil fuel subsidies are 11 billion, what's the rationale for that?
Exactly, and the diesel fuel rebate is, I think, really topical right now. We've had a 6-month reduction in our fuel excise bills. We all pay a huge excise every time we fill up our cars with petrol. At the Bowser, we all 26 million Australians pay a full tax every time we do that, but not the mining industry. The mining industry has for 60 years had an exemption from that. Now, 60 years ago, it was called an off-road exemption, but for 50 years, it's gone into general revenues. There's no off-road divider. So I'm arguing that, like the rest of Australians, the mining industry should actually pay the diesel fuel excise the way we do. That would immediately bring Jim Chalmers $4 or $5 billion. Even if you capped it, you gave them a $50 million per firm annual subsidy, you would still get a $4 billion increase in
absolutely.
revenue.
And I just want to raise one other thing with you, Tim. A fossil gas levy applied to gas exports. Now, we've got this ridiculous situation whereby all our gas, they're allowed to mine and explore for the gas here into the export market. If we want domestic gas, we have to buy it back at the export price. As a result, there's a shortage of gas and our electricity bills are going through the roof because of the ridiculous, distortionate price of gas. Now, you're saying a fossil gas levy applied to gas exports to redirect supply to domestic users, solve the domestic gas shortfall and the price crisis, your words, which is a direct product of multinationals shipping 3/4 of our gas overseas and gouging domestic consumers. Anyone in Canberra got the stomach for this?
Yes, and at the end of the day, I'll caveat, this is only on East Coast gas we're referring to here, because in Western Australia, 15 years ago, they put in a gas reservation. Now, at the end of the day, I'm all for a free market, but not a free market where you're up against an oligopoly or a cartel of, as the ACCC says, 3 consortia control 90% of the gas on the East Coast. You said they export 75% of it. And the regulatory structure has been such a regulatory capture that they export what they want and we, the domestic consumer, get left with the dregs.
Absolutely.
We've got to ask about it. Should be we serve domestic customers first and allow them
100%.
to export the surplus.
100%.
And
great to talk to you. I just want to talk to this is Tim Buckley. The proposition, just to recap here by Tim Buckley, that the 5 super majors, Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Total and BP, reporting a combined global net profit of almost 90 billion in just the second quarter of this calendar year. And they got there by exploiting our public resources and the royalties at best of the fossil fuel exports. But Tim Buckley's point, the majority of fossil fuel giants operating in Australia have paid 0 corporate tax in the last 7 years, for which data is available. However you look at it, that is a rort.